Every student is unique, and each of their stories are special. They are stories that remind us that the mind is not simply a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be ignited. Let us uncover the unique stories of students of Guyana.
Hi, I'm Roberto Tekah. I'm a 24-year-old artist who will be graduating from the Burrowes School of Arts this year. I have been doing art since I was a child, but I really started taking it more seriously in high school, where there was a very serious art program. This was at the Bishop's High School, and from there my art really blossomed and I really saw it as a serious endeavor. At Bishop's, my experience was great because we had a lot of opportunities to express ourselves in things like drama, elocution competitions, award ceremonies, matrimony competitions. In all of those avenues, we found chances to create and to be artists and to express ourselves. And the teachers there and the way things are taught there, it's not just about academics, it's not just about maths and physics. It's about being a well-rounded student and opening up yourself and your mind's eye to other opportunities. And so, yes, it had a big impact on me as an artist. I would not have been here if it hadn't been for the experiences I had at the Bishop's High School. As a child, I always thought I would go in different directions. I considered being a veterinarian. I pursued studies in environmental sciences, but ultimately art was what I was called to do, and I continue to do it. I think why I pursued art, I have this need to create, this want and need. Even when I'm not creating, I'm thinking and I'm doing other things, my mind always goes back to art, and I always want to, my fingers, there's like a craving or an itch that I need to create and I need to draw or paint or just make something. I had been studying environmental science, and I actually enrolled at the University of Guyana to continue my studies in environmental science. But I only was there for about a week or two, and I really realized that this was not for me. I was not enjoying this. This was not bringing me any joy. And from that 2 weeks I left, and I remember going back to my old high school, and I went to the art room and I sat with my art teacher and we just had a conversation. And from that point, I decided to take a year off and just take a break and breathe. And during that year, all I did was create art. All of the opportunities that I got were art related. And so in that year, I made a decision to pursue studies in art. And within a few months after that, making that decision, I enrolled at the Burrowes School of Arts. And that's where my journey there began. Society has an interesting way of pushing students and telling students that they should pursue studies in the sciences and the arts and business instead of in visual arts or things like music and dance. And I realized that I had been pushed in that direction, and it really wasn't as fulfilling as it was creating and studying art. So I realized that the direction I should have gone in and the direction I ultimately went in is to study the visual arts. I feel like I've always been lucky to have a lot of support from my colleagues, from teachers, from people who I've had encounters with. I've always had a lot of support and I've received a lot of compliments and so on. Even when I started to put my work onto social media, I was lucky to receive a lot of support and a lot of kindness from people, from strangers. And that has really propelled me in the direction that I've gone. Another thing I would like to do is to continue studying. I believe that art, a big part of art, is that it's an academic pursuit. And we're always learning, and there's always more to learn and teach ourselves. So that's another big goal I have. But the ultimate goal that I would say I have is to continue creating art. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. I will always continue to create art, whether it be in the form of painting, in the form of textile art, in sculpture, in fashion. I will always continue creating and making art. The recommendation I always give to young artists and young students is you have to have the correct mindset. Once you are serious about what you're doing and you are self-motivated and you know your goals, you will be able to achieve anything. And that's not just for art, that's anything. It really depends on you and you putting yourself in the right environment and making the sacrifices and so on to achieve what you want to achieve. If you don't do those things, you won't be successful at it.